Hello, welcome back to Andertons TV. Today we're attempting to sound like Tool on a budget, which is quite a big task.
Yes, indeed. So I will be Mr. Adam Jones, even though he's not Welsh, and you will be
Justin Chancellor,
who is
English.
So yeah, I'm an American, you're British.
Yes.
Let the battle commence, even though it's not a battle, but it is in my eyes. See ya.
Go on then, bass time. And there's someone in there.
Of course there is.
Guitar
Guitar it is.
Guitar!
Can't disturb probably. Okay, guitars. So,
Never disturb a bassist.
no, I did that once, lost my ear. This one's not even real. So, need a Les Paul. But there is no silver bursts because no one really does silver burst. I think Adam Jones championed the silver burst, but I don't think anyone actually ever used the silver burst. So, again, budget, £1,000. What can I get? It's a problem. It needs to be a Les Paul, really. You know, because all the Tool fans will come and lynch me if I don't use a Les Paul. But
all the Tooligans.
What, sorry?
All the Tooligans.
Yes, indeed.
Is there a silver burst East Coast?
No, unfortunately not yet. No, I did mention it to Lee. I said, Lee, silver burst East Coast immediately. Not the perimeter burst, teardrop burst, because perimeter burst looks naff. Anyway, in my opinion, there's the Epiphone Studio 399. That does take a substantial chunk out of my budget because I've only got 600 quid left for amp and pedals, and considering I need to basically buy that entire cabinet. I don't want to go like an SG or anything like that. I mean, the closest thing to a silver burst is the Epiphone V, which kind of, you know, Adam does have a V now, but this is outrageous at $699.
Whoa.
Basically, if I got that, I'd have to. Now, question. Tag fell off. Hate you. I could get the V and get something like the Katana.
Yeah.
Which has got all the effects built in it, and just use the Katana for effects. And then have a really awesome guitar that looks like a silver burst V, and the more I hold this, the more I want it. Or I could go for the Les Paul and go for individual pedals. I don't know what to do. People of the internet will probably be screaming at me, "Get the V!" And it's great because you can pin people against the wall with it. I'm going to think about this. In the meantime, I need to just
Let's do
lie
bass
down.
pedals. What doesn't Justin use is more the question. Okay, pedals wise, obviously Justin's got a massive pedal board, including a wah, chorus, flanger, delay, literally everything. What's going on? So I'm basically going to have to pick and choose which ones are the most important and which ones you can kind of do without for the most part, and maybe add on at a later date if you wanted to. So I think most importantly, chorus, digital delay, so difficult. Octave pedal, that's relatively important for him. I think that's about it, but I feel like I'm leaving something really important out. But let's go and have a look. I know he uses a rat pedal, so that's going to be fairly important for his kind of lead bass solo things. So we'll try and get something cheap-ish for that. There's the Sub and Up Mini, which I think I'm going to go for because I like that one. There's the Mickey, or I know there's the Magus. But for the sake of budget, I think the Mickey's cheaper, so we'll go with the Mickey. Chorus-wise,
Angel Wing, is there?
Yeah, there is. I do like the Angel Wing. I was trying not to make it all Tone City, but at the same time,
the Angel Wing is like the ultimate budget chorus. Yeah, it really is. Like Tone.
It's a good pedal. It's a good pedal.
It is a good pedal. Yeah, Angel Wing.
Tone City do rule the roost when it comes down to cheap, amazing, affordable pedals.
They do. Okay, so we have the Mickey, the Sub and Up, Angel Wing. What am I missing? Digital delay. Now, is there a single digital delay in here?
That's modulation delay reverb of Andertons.
Okay.
That's got a delay.
How much is that?
I don't
actually know. Okay, Dave's had to go and move his van, so we're continuing bass pedal search. I think the Andertons Choral MDR seems to do basically everything, and that would be a really great option for literally all of Justin's pedals, but you can't use them all at the same time, which I kind of need, so It does do a digital delay, so that's going to be the digital delay and done with it. So hopefully that's all pedals in the bag. I'm not 100% sure how much I've spent, so I'm going to have to do some maths, which I'm no good at. So Justin uses wall bases, which have custom pickups, and the pole pieces are all individually wound, and he attributes most of his sound to those, which I kind of agree with, so this is a bit of a challenge. But they are humbuckers, so again, something with humbuckers, immediately spotted this. So what is this? This Sire 319? How much have I spent?
Maths break.
Maths break. Okay, so that is definitely within budget. We're around 500 something pounds. We're doing okay, so I'm going to go with this purely for the pickups. Plus this bass feels really nice. And I think it'll do the kind of really zingy top end and low endy thing that Justin's basses do. So bass sorted. Okay, so I forgot a very, very important pedal for the sounds today, but there is one in the studio room, so that should appear in the video. That's the Golden Plexi Mark II. So that's going to give the amp a lot of the character, because without using Justin's Gallion Kruger, two bass heads, one that's on clean at all times and one that's on distorted, both at the same time, it's going to just be impossible just with one little amp. So that pedal's hopefully going to kind of make an amalgamation of the two sounds in one amp. Amp-wise now, basically something cheap, because that pedal is going to give it most of the life. So the Ampeg Rocket is 139. Basically, I think that should do the job. Yeah, bass, mid and treble, that's all I need on the amp, because the pedal's going to do most of the work. In theory, we'll see if this works. But yeah, so 139, I think that's me sorted. On to Dave when he's finally finished moving his van.
Where was I? I had to go and move the van. I'm lost now.
You got a guitar.
Did I get a guitar?
Yeah, you got the
Did I?
V.
Oh yeah. So yeah, priorities. I'm not using any pedals. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get the Line 6 Catalyst, that and the V, and that's it. I'm gonna get all the effects I need from the amp, because it's got all the effects I need: chorus, flange, delay. Jobs are good. That envelope filter sounds amazing. It's like I'm on the water or something.
It's like Maynard's dance.
Cue watery effect, making more editing.
Just Maynard on stage.
So yeah, I'm gonna go for the Flying V and the Catalyst. That's job done. That's 950 quid. High-end budget, you know. But still, you know, I have £1,000 to spend, and I'm damn well going to spend it, I tell you. Did you get yours all done?
Yep, I'm all done.
So that's it. So in a weird toolless way, let's get back to the video room.
Welcome back to the video room. That was a challenge. Feel slightly dead now. Traumatized.
Tool.
Dave's gone catatonic.
Tool.
Or catalyst.
Tool.
Do the bass first. What have you got? Because I haven't got anything.
Okay. So bass-wise, I was going to go for that white Marcus Miller bass. Upon trying it, it was way too, well, it didn't have the zing that Justin's bass had, and it just kind of didn't quite cut in the right way. So in the end, I went for the Ibanez SR300 ESVM. That really is a mouthful, that name. And it just did the job a lot better. It's got that cut, it's got the zing that Justin's bass has, and it's got the low end as well, because he's basically all top end and low end and like no mids.
Indeed, that's where I live.
Yeah, Adam is like all mid.
Yeah, indeed, we'll get to that.
Yep. So that's bass done. Amp wise, I went for the Fender Rumble 40 V3, and basically everything is set. If I can lean forwards enough. Bass is literally just pointing to the left, no mids whatsoever. Yeah, 9 o'clock, can't visualise a clock. No mids and no treble. So basically nothing except some bass.
But that's because you have an always on pedal, isn't it?
Yeah. So the always on pedal is the Golden Plexi 2. So it basically takes the amp from sounding like this to it just basically gives it that grit that Justin has, and it kind of simulates the dirty clean tone that he has. That's basically tone at 9 o'clock, gain barely on, but you can just about hopefully see it on the camera, so I don't have to visualize a clock again.
Yeah. It's like that is like one of the sweet spots on the Golden Plexi.
Yeah.
Like everyone kind of uses the Golden Plexi for like high gain and stuff like, well, mid gain, and it does that really well. But I've always loved the Golden Plexi when it's like turned down. There's just something very special about it.
It is. When you play softer, it has that cleaner tone, and when you really dig in, it's got the grit that Justin has, and it basically just kind of brings the whole sound a bit of life. Other than that, there aren't any always on pedals. So I've got the chorus for things like 46 and 2. So yeah.
Nice.
You can't not play that.
I had to slightly join in with the volume swell just because it adds. They do that so much, but it's just like.
They do.
Anyway.
It's a very tall thing to
Indeed.
do. Yeah, so I've basically got the depth all the way on to kind of simulate a phaser as well. And you can kind of get it to flange, so it kind of cuts out the middleman of needing to get a flanger and a chorus pedal, because it kind of does both. The Vailton is literally just a delay, even though it does about 1 billion things. But that's for stuff like Pneuma, so. And that kind of thing.
Nice.
I have no idea how that's set because it's a confusing pedal. The sub and up, that's literally just doing an octave up, so no low octave, and that's used for stuff like the intro of Vicarious, so you have I think that sounds awesome.
That sounds
I really
mega.
like that pedal, I'm really impressed. And the Mickey is basically simulating Justin's rap pedal, but it's got the tone all the way up. So it's basically what Justin does is he'll turn on the rap pedal and turn on his wah and keep the toe all the way down. So by having the tone all the way up on this, it kind of simulates a toe down wah harsh sound. So for like his lead and solo-y
Fuzzy now.
I know. So yeah, that's basically the setup.
Mega. So the challenges we've had with Tool is Justin and Adam, they don't use one amp. Justin uses 3 signals, doesn't he? He's got a dirty head, a clean head, and a DI. So trying to get the best of all of those sounds in one is really difficult.
Yeah.
And then with Adam's been known to use up like 4 amps together to make one sound in the studio. So I've only got one, and his main amp forever is kind of like special amp is a Marshall Super Bass, which people say is modded. His tech says it isn't, so who knows? Adam, chime in the comment section below, because you must watch YouTube, because who doesn't? Let us know. He wouldn't let us know, because he doesn't.
I put it in the fridge.
Yeah, well, that's what he said, isn't
Yeah.
it? He said in a guitar interview once that he put his amp in the fridge to preserve the tone. So what did people do? They went and put their Marshalls in the fridge and then complained that they were broken.
Speaking of the multiple amps thing, the reason I ended up going for the Fender Rumble is because the Ampeg Rocket, 1, didn't have the volume, and 2, couldn't really handle the amount of low end, and 3, didn't really do the amount of high cut either. So it's just wasn't really the right amp for this job.
It's a good kind of like low powered, just plinky straight in thing, isn't it?
But it's not a simulating 3 Gallion-Krugers kind of amp.
No, I mean, no. As soon as you kind of like put the golden plexi through it, just went
Yeah,
and
I
freaked
think I scared it.
Yeah, just like I don't know what's going on there, but yeah. So it was difficult. And I say that Marshall Super Bass is kind of like Adam's mainstay, and he runs that normally with a diesel. I've seen him use a Mesa Boogie as well, dual rectifiers, but it's mainly diesel and Marshall running together. Don't use any distortion pedals. It's all from the amp, so it's just cranked to the teeth. And Adam does the amazing thing of no bass on the amps, no bass, turned all the way off, and all the mids. So turn the mids up. That is the key to Adam Jones's tone. Is crank the mids to 10. If you think it sounds wrong, it isn't. So that's what I've basically done with the catalyst here. So just to note as well, I have gone over budget, but that's because I chose the 100 watt catalyst, which I've been very kindly given, which is insane. But I wanted to use this because, you know, kid with a new toy. But I could have used the 60, I would have been in budget, and the 60 just sounds just as good as a 100. They're just wicked, these things are. And so I have gone over budget slightly, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So the amp, I've got it set to, the high gain? Yeah, I've got it set to the high gain channel, no boost, gain is all the way up, bass is all the way off, mids are all the way up on 10, treble is about 8 o'clock, presence is 9 o'clock, no reverb. I did have a bit of delay for Pneuma, just for the bam, bam, that bit, and that's about it. And then I had the master volume at about 9 o'clock as well, and it just sounds mega. Well, let's talk about the guitar as well. So, this is the Epiphone Prophecy, believe. Yeah, the Epiphone V Prophecy in Yellow Tiger, aged gloss. It's the closest thing I could find to like a Silverburst, and it kind of looks like an old Silverburst.
It's very Adam.
Yeah, and he's playing a V these days, so I can kind of get away with it. And I thought I'd splurge because I've got no pedals yet again. And the thing is as well, if you want clean, you just roll your volume down. On distortion, you crank it up. And that's it. And no reverb, because it needs to be tight when they're doing those. You know, you can't have anything kind of like getting in the way. So
there's no overhang with
there is
whatsoever.
nothing.
Everything fits perfectly, and there's like no room for error.
It is really tight, like a tiger. Anyway, in the
Like
words
a tiger.
of that, yes, yeah, it's like Gold Member, you know.
Oh, it's
Put it in the skin box.
The one Austin Powers film I haven't seen.
Ah, well, it went straight over the head. And anyway, I tried. But yeah, so this setup itself is amazing. I love it. And again, you've got all the effects in this thing. Yeah, I had the delay when I needed it to. But again, I can get choruses, I can do all that kind of thing. But again, the main thing to kind of focus on when getting these kind of people sounds, I think, is the core sound. And that is Adam's core tone, is just mid-rangey distortion. Roll the volume down to get clean. And then you can always add other pedals over top of this. Like, you know, you get a chorus, flanger. Again, an individual delay pedal, but because I'd gone mental on the V and not, you know, I really do want a Les Paul because he's known for his Silverburst Les
Yeah.
Pauls, but I'm happy and it sounds great. I love it. It sounds big.
Yep. Does the thing.
Filth, I tells you, filth. Okay, so yeah, I'm really happy with this setup. I'm really happy with the sound I got as well. I feel it was as close as I can get without having 3 amps and being Adam Jones.
Yeah.
From the valley. He's not
valley.
not Irish. He's not Welsh. I don't know where I am anymore. Tool.
Adam Jones.
Brain. Okay, so Adam Jones from the valley.
Fibonacci.
I played a Fibonacci. That. Anyway,
I played a Fibonacci.
played a Fibonacci. I've lost it.
Yeah.
I've lost it. Anyway, you do prices.
Um,
So what did you come to? I know all this.
Yeah.
Lot, what did it come to?
Yeah, mine came to £813, which is not bad considering the amount of stuff.
No, indeed.
Used.
I was like, I totally went over. I went over by 48 quid. So I got £1,048 because I went mental on the guitar. But in all fairness, I would have come in under budget if I'd picked the 60-watt catalyst instead. But again, kid with a new toy. I want to hear the 100-watt. And I wanted to hear the 100-watt for ages, and it just didn't disappoint. This guitar didn't disappoint. You got coil taps on this thing as well, as if you need that for anything. It's cool. It works. I'm happy. I need to lie down in a darkened room with an ice pack on my head because that is a bit much now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Sounds Like. And yeah, we'll hope to see you again. Please like and subscribe, all the stuff below, and we'll see you again for another one from me and the sound gear.
But not me.
No. Goodbye now.